Hello and welcome back to my channel, Sage Priestley, the seasoned lady. So, as promised, video number 2 for tonight. And I'm coming to you guys to discuss a topic that is all over the interwebs and YouTube. Everybody's having a conversation about it, and I just kind of want to give my take, put my little 2 cents in. And that's about what it means to be submissive, or what's required to be a submissive lady in your most intimate relationships. So I'm going to give just a few quick tips or a few steps as to what I think is required in order to be submissive. And I'd like for you to let me know what you think. Fellas, please don't hesitate. Weigh in. Let us know. We really do want to know what you think about the subject. I know what I think you think, but I've been wrong before. So don't hesitate to comment. Let me know what you think. Also, like, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. What do we think submission is versus what it really is? Alrighty, guys. So let's get into it. What is being submissive? What do we think it is versus what it really is? So I'm going to go over 4 or 5 steps that I think would make it just a little bit easier for us to be submissive to those that are in leadership in our lives. Whether we like it or not, we all answer to someone. There's always someone that has to make the final decision if we reach an impasse. So why is it so difficult for us to allow ourselves to submit to our partners, or to the men in our lives, or our significant others? Why is it so difficult to be submissive? Why is being submissive looked upon as if it's something that's not good? You know, being submissive doesn't mean that you're a slave, doesn't mean that you are only there to take care of somebody else and do what that person wants you to do. That's not what being submissive means. Being submissive just means that you can submit to the authority of someone else. And in doing so, that just means that you don't have all the answers, and that sometimes maybe somebody else does. So, how do men view it? I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think about being submissive. But from my understanding, I think a real man that enjoys submission or leadership within his household would honor and respect a woman that is allowing him to lead the family, allowing him to make major decisions, allowing him to confidently make a decision for his family, and everyone be in agreement about the final decision, whether we were in agreement as to how we got to that decision or not. Now, being submissive does not mean that your perspective isn't needed or wanted. That's absolutely not the case. Give your perspective with confidence and trust the person in leadership to make the appropriate decision. If for some reason the appropriate decision is not made, or if it was a wrong decision, trust that person. Give them some grace. Trust them to be able to make the corrections necessary so that we can fix whatever the situation was, without them having to hear you say, I told you, if you just listened to me, it wouldn't have been like that. No, we're not doing that anymore. We're going to sit back. We're going to submit to the authority of someone else. We're going to rest in our femininity, and we're going to allow someone else to lead. Now, there are 3 things that I think are required if you're going to be that submissive lady. And I call those my 3 C's. And there are 3 things that there's never a need to do. There's never a need to correct someone just because their opinion is different from yours. There's never a need to compete with the person that you have chosen to lead and guide your family. And there's never a reason to just complain because the decision that he or she made is different from the one that you would have made. Trust. Trust is key. That's one of the most important factors in any and every relationship. It's the foundation. Trust. If you trust that person, if you can close your eyes and go to sleep with that person for hours, you ought to be able to trust them to make a decision that's in the best interest of your family. If he makes a mistake, trust him to make it right. You chose an adult to share this life with. A whole grown man or a whole grown woman Stop treating them like a child. There's no need to do that. We got our hands full with the children that we have. We don't need to be around here bossing around adults or people that we have chosen to be in leadership of our families. Now, most of us ladies, we don't have any problem submitting to our supervisors or to our managers or to our VPs. So our spouses or significant others or people that we share our lives with, they should be held to a higher standard. So if you're going to trust somebody that you've known for a few years to make decisions based on your career and all the things that are going on in your life, you should be able to trust your significant other to make a decision that's best for you and the family. And if for some reason that decision doesn't turn out to be the right one, instead of complaining and competing with them to make a better decision or correcting them, just simply sit back, give them some grace, and allow them some time to work through things. Now, for those of us that are single, those of us that aren't married, those of us that don't have someone that we are currently in a submissive or submissive relationship with, no fear. We can practice. We can practice on others. Practice on making decisions about what's important to you, what you need to be doing. And if it involves the collective, sit back, listen to what someone else has to say, and see if perhaps they should step out in that leadership role this time. Sit back, let someone else lead, see what that feels like. We have for so many years taken everything upon ourselves to make sure that things are right. I have to make the decision. I have to decide. No, I don't have to decide. We can decide collectively. And if we reach an impasse, I can submit to his authority or her authority and allow her to lead and guide the family. And they can also count on my support, whether it was a good decision or a decision that could have been made differently. We are a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. There is no one person that should be responsible for making all of the decisions, but there should be one person that's responsible for the impasse. If we reach an impasse, you are the leader and I am going to submit to your authority. Now, I know that can be difficult for many of us, but as I said just a few minutes ago, go back to trust. Trust is key. If you can't trust that person to make decisions regarding what's best for you and your family, you might need to reevaluate what you're doing in a relationship with them in the first place. And I'm not ever here to tell someone that they shouldn't be in a relationship with the people that they're in a relationship with. I just believe that we should build on a good foundation. And starting with trust is a good foundation to build on. Now, I covered these things, pretty quickly, but just a little bit of recap. Don't be afraid to give your perspective and trust them to honor and respect that. Never correct, never compete, and never outwardly complain just to be complaining because you didn't get to make the final decision. Most importantly of all, trust is key. And when all else fails, practice. Practice makes perfect. He doesn't have to be your spouse in order for you to submit to his authority. Sometimes we have to submit to the authority of someone that knows something just a little bit better than we do. We go to the doctor. We don't argue with him about what he says is wrong. Stop taking in every opportunity to argue with the people that you love. If you love them, you should respect them. If you respect them, you should be able to trust them. And if you can respect them, then you ought to be able to submit to them. Stop acting like being submissive is something that was in the dark ages and that women shouldn't have to do it anymore. The moment we release, let go, submit to someone else's authority, and rest in our femininity will be the day that we can live our best lives doing what we were put on this place, on this earth to do. And that's to help, love, and nurture the people that we come into contact with, whether it's your children, your significant others, your co-workers, or whoever. So, let me know what you think. I know submission is a hot topic. I know everybody has their opinion about it. I love to hear what you guys think about it. Also, don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel. I got some more goodies coming for you. Probably not in my PJs because it's getting kind of late and I just really wanted to sit down and do this tonight. But I'll see you real soon. Once again, Sage Priestley, also known as Mama Dash. Have a great evening, guys.